Hello guys, my name is Akilam and welcome back to another video on the Tech Savior. So guys, on this video also we are continuing with the topic on the basics of Flutter, and in this video it is going to be a kind of a different video. I'm going to attempt a simple login UI in this video. It's going to be very simple and very minimalistic. We are going to use a bunch of containers and some text field to make this login UI. And without further ado, let us get started with this UI. So I have already made a page known as login, and I have made it written as scaffold. So let us start with the body of the scaffold. I'm not going to use any kind of appers also on this. And the body, I would like to declare it as a stack. So stack helps us to place a widget in the above a widget. So a widget can be placed above another widget. That is the use of stack, and this is something that I use. You can use anything like a column row, or even you can throw in a grid, or you can say the whole body could be an container. Those are your preferences. So I'm going to say the body of the whole scaffold area is going to be stack, and first thing that I have to do is that I have to let us call the children widget for the stack, and let us start with a container. So a container, then I am actually having an illustration of a login picture. So this is that I have to show that image out here. So I'm gonna show that inside the these container. So the container, let us start with the parameter decoration. Then I'm gonna call the function box decoration, and inside that box decoration I'm gonna call the parameter image, and inside that, for that parameter, calling the function decoration image. This is kind of a bit confusing, but when you get started with it, you are gonna get a flow of those. So container have a parameter decoration, then call in a function box decoration. That box decoration has a parameter image, and that image, with that image parameter, call in the another function which is the decoration image. So don't confuse these. And the decoration image also takes another parameter image. No, I know it is kind of a confusing, and that takes the function asset image. So if you don't know how to install and install an image into your application, go ahead. I have already posted a video on those, so go ahead and watch those and come back here and continue from there. So it is inside the assets folder, and it is known as flow.jpg. Let us sync that to the application. Oh, I spelled it wrong. One second. Yeah, it has been arrived. As you can see, it is not filling the whole area of the application. Like on the top there's a small gap, and at the bottom also there's a small gap. What I'm gonna do is that at the top I'm gonna put an text saying that login, and at the bottom I'm gonna put two containers which says sign in and sign up. And let us get started with those. So I'm gonna end the container out here. The next thing that I require is a text field. Inside that text, I require to say it as an login. So let us sync those, and I'm gonna attempt some style into those style and text style itself. It's a text style is a function which we use to style the text. We can change the font family. I have a custom font, so I have already made a video on how to install custom font into your applications, and increase the font size also into something like 60. Yeah, 60 kind of looks great. Actually, let me make this fit towards the whole application. Fit box fit height. Yeah, now it is fitting the whole application. and the text login has been there, and let me change the color of the text also. Colors dot blue. Yeah, so we are going to be using a whole blue theme on this application. So a kind of a basic design has been done. We have an illustration at the top. It says just login. You can actually align this text if you require. I'm not going to do that right now, and maybe increase the size of the login into something like 80, so it looks a bit more into the application. And the next two things that I'm going to do is that I'm going to put two containers out here and out here. I'm going to make it pressable using inkwell, and it is going to act as two buttons for the sign in and sign up things. So let us start with those. In order to align the container, I'm going to use the function align. That is why I have called that align. And it takes a parameter known as alignment, then alignment dot bottom left. Okay, and the child of that will be an inkwell, so that I can make that pressable. That I'm going to use a container. If you really require, or if you want to make it simple, you can actually use a raised button. But I always like using a pressable container. So I'm going to use the inkwell, and the child of the inkwell will be the another container, and the child of that container will be a text, and it's going to say sign in. Let us we might have an error. Okay, so yeah, you can see a small sign in has been appeared out here, and let us continue. We'll call in a decoration box here, so that I can fill the container with an color. Box decoration color plus dot blue accent. So we are actually going with a whole blue theme out here, so that I'm going to use the blue accent itself. The text, I'm going to call in the function style, and the text style function inside that, and we'll increase the font size to something like 20. 20 is a bit low according to me, maybe 40. 40, 30 will be okay, I think. Okay, and also change the font family into my custom font. So font family, okay. And as you can see, it is not looking pretty at the moment. So I'm going to make a couple of things to look it pretty. First thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to make some padding. So the padding leaves the space between the text and the outskirts of the container. So padding leaves the space between the container and the text. So padding and edge insert all, I will insert a value like a 10. 10 is a bit high, so we'll go with 6. Sorry, 60. Yeah, 6 looks great. And as you can see, it is kind of sitting above the navigation bar, which I don't really like. I need to leave some space between the navigation bar and also the left side of the screen. So I'm gonna call in another parameter inside the container. It is the margin, and again edge insert all. I will put something value like maybe 10 follows. Yeah, now it's the still it doesn't look like a button, right? It is kind of a boxy type-ish looking. So I'm gonna call in another function inside the container. It is known as one second. Inside the decoration, actually inside the decoration you have to call in that parameter. It is known as sorry, It is known as border radius. So you have to give this parameter inside the inside the decoration box function, or else it won't work. So it will take a function known as a border radius itself. Radius dot circular. So this function will make these whole the container is kind of looking like a boxy at the moment. So I'm gonna make it look something a bit circular at these corners. So it bit looks like a button. Maybe a 9 could be a radius of those, and that really looks great now. Maybe I will go with 11. Okay, that seems to be pretty good for me. And let us lower the padding a bit, maybe a 5. Yeah, that looks very good. And the whole colors and all is actually going with our illustration. The next thing that I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna copy the whole thing and gonna paste another one, and I will put it as an sign up button. So I'm gonna copy from the align, copy those, and paste that again, and the alignment, leave it to bottom right. Another sign in appeared, and I'm gonna change that to sign up. Okay. So guys, that's it for a simple UI challenge. It's I know it is not a pretty big UI challenge. I'm gonna always post certain things for the basic Flutter users, persons who are gonna get started with the Flutter. And this is kind of a basic UI that I built for the first starters who are just starting with the Flutter. And after all, the UI is looking pretty great. It looks a lot greater, it looks minimalistic and all. And I have a whole bunch of playlist on the Flutter topics. I have covered a lot of Flutter basic things on my video, so go ahead, watch those. Continue growing with the Flutter. And if you like these kind of videos, and if you want me to bring more videos like these, please consider subscribing. And something that I left out is that I have actually added an inkwell out here. So this makes the container pressable, so you can call in the function like an parameter like an on tab, and you can navigate to any of your pages that you really require. Currently I don't need to do that, so I'm gonna leave those as null. And that's it guys, that was all for a simple login UI challenge on the Flutter. Thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing so that I can bring more videos like this to you. Have a nice day.